Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I use my over plus 20 years coaching experience, breaking down all the goals scored in the Premier League, hopefully giving you some insight into maybe being a better player or a better coach. Now, I'm going to talk about this, passing plays coming up here, but I want to give you a heads up because I'm going to start doing coaching courses in the basically next summer. So if you're interested in doing those, I'm not sure I'm going to do them yet because they're going to be proper courses, good, 20, 30-hour courses, and they might be on Patreon, they might be on YouTube. But stick tuned if you want to actually learn some of this stuff which I've been talking about into finer detail. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because we're talking about this first goal here. And I used to have a coach, an old coach, used to say you can't defend a good 1-2. Now there is a difference between a 1-2 and a wall pass, but then that's what I would be talking about in a coaching course, not on a video analytics thing we're doing here, right? So here he is, he's coming in, he's playing a little pass, right? Blah, blah, blah. Got some movement. What we do know is any time in the Premier League someone points their arm to do something that they should be doing, what's going to happen is the other team's going to score a goal. Always, always, always. When someone does that, you know someone's going to score a goal. Bit of movement. You can see that they're trying to double team Haaland, one in front, one behind. Quality defending there. But you have, in my opinion, a gap up here on the D because this guy here isn't doing anything. He's too close to these two players. He hasn't gone with the runner. He's not marking this player here. He's in what I call no man's land. He's not doing absolutely anything. We've got some pressure on the ball. Not enough for my liking. Don't really like that, but we're going to show you. I'll show you right now. See, look, he tells him to go with him. Look, go with the runner. Stop telling people to go and do their job. Because the minute you've told him to do that means you're not doing your job because you're not putting any pressure on to win this ball. And that's a very, very key thing. If you don't know how to stop this 1v1 here going, right, and how to move this when I move this forward, how this player can beat you so easy 1v1, you're just stood there. You're a traffic cone. You're waiting to be beaten. And he doesn't understand what he's doing there. All of a sudden, you can see this gap opening up. Rodri's just making space by standing still. As we look, standing still, he's just drifting. This guy's drifting into no man's land. There's no one around him. There's no player. There's nothing to do. All of a sudden now he beats his man 1v1. Our drifter hasn't done anything, but all of a sudden this guy's noticed the danger and he's coming to close it down. Here's the problem though. Realistically, he should be here. He's not paying any attention. He doesn't know what he's doing, right? And he's left his man over here. And of course, that would have been another problem if Rodri had turned and played out here. Adds a lot of other dimensions to what's going on. But he carries on his run to receive the pass back. And here's the thing. Our man here who hasn't done anything, who was in that gap to shut the gap down, doesn't close this player down, and he doesn't stop this shot in any way, and he just basically stands there. You want to know the problem with this goal? It's this guy here. Absolutely 100% this guy here. Yeah, I can put a little bit of blame on the 1v1 out here, but I can fix that coaching mistake, right? I can teach him how to do that. The lack of awareness and understanding that this guy's free and that pass is going to be played, and you're opening it. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to bait the space. So if you go here, you're trying to get close enough to him, but also bait the space. So what I mean by that is, if you're splitting the distance, you're going half and half. You're kind of getting a little bit closer to him. So if the pass comes in, you can tackle it, but you can also go back and deal with the space. But remember, you've got a player there that can also deal with the space, so you're not so worried. That's why you want to split the difference and go half and half. He doesn't understand that, hasn't got a bloody clue, and that's what ends up happening. City get a goal. Yeah, let's get on to the next goal before City score 150 bazillion more. In good old Cash fashion, don't go on to the next goal. I'll show you from another angle so to make my point a little bit better. Right, you can see how unmarked and free he is, and how this guy isn't close enough, and he's not close enough to that. As I said, he doesn't need to be in this space here because he's got a player here, and there's no City players. He can split the difference just a little bit. And the other point about the pressure on the ball is this guy. I'm happy with him, but he can be back just a little bit, protecting this guy a little bit more. But it's a little bit, that's a bit of nuance, and they're not good enough to understand exactly why that needs to happen or why the pressure point needed to be a little bit different. And he didn't actually do a real pressure point because what he did is he opened up the inside. If you look at when he gets beat, oh, it doesn't show me. Yeah, his body shape is all wrong. So he hasn't pushed him to the outside or to the inside. Sometimes you want to push players to the inside because that's where you're waiting to tackle them. Or you're near the 18-yard box and you want to push him to the outside. He doesn't. He just stands still and let him decide. Lets the attacker decide what he's doing. But let's get on to that because I can talk about this for hours. That's why you need to look at my coaching courses when I start doing them. Here we go. Another little simple pass in behind. Player going. Off he goes. Do you see how this player doesn't go running with him straight away? He's hesitating instead of just completely tracking the run. And if he does completely track the run, he might be able to make a tackle at the point of when the guy's receiving the pass. That's the easiest time to win the ball. One of these trick sayings I used to say, when do you want to get there? Before or after the ball? At the same time. You want to get there just so you can nick the ball. Let's see what happens. I'll use that for striking, actually, not for tackling. Different thing, but same analogy, puts into the space. This guy's a little bit slow getting there. Now it's just a case of what's going on. Now remember our protagonist earlier. Let's see if he's the same problem in this one. There he is. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see if he does anything right or wrong again this time. Right. So when this starts happening and he starts dancing on the ball, all these players focus on the guy dancing on the ball. They don't notice anything else. They don't notice any of the runners, the space being happened. I still like the fact that they're 2v1 in Haaland. Okay, good job there, boys. I mean, at least they're sticking to the target. But they're leaving the guy on the D free. And if you know anything about any of my videos, how often I talk about this spot where you want to stand. He's quite close. I'm quite happy with that. Overall, that's not too bad. I don't mind that. But this is unacceptable here. You can't let this man just drift in. Look at him. And remember, he's not goal side. This guy isn't marking him. If it looks like he's marking him, he's not. He's nowhere near marking him. He needs to be about there for this run to be in front of him. He's not in front of him. He can't cut off anything. He can't stop anything at all. Beats him. Now look at the gap here of the square. See the square, the little square that they've made? They've made a pocket of space in their own 18-yard box. And no one's in. Because, okay, they're keeping their shape, blah-de-blah, but the shape is to a point. To the point is where the ball is. So that shape doesn't need to look like that. This defender here, as I said, he needed to be in here. This shape needs to completely collapse into a diamond. Hasn't happened. This guy needs to be, well, he doesn't actually need to be there. He needs to be back because you've already got your point of contact on the box there. You can have two there, but it's redundant because you've got a goalkeeper. But again, he's completely left the player unmarked behind him. Ball comes in now, and it's just a pass into the corner. Completely and utterly easy. Absolutely easy. No one notices him just walking into the box. Look, there he is, completely and utterly unmarked, walking into the box. Goes past him. Just absolutely terrible defending all over. Let's get on to the next goal. Here we are, a bit of a 1v1 play here. You can see it was obviously from a free kick. They're all back. Or it might be in the corner, actually. And they're all back in their little line. They're waiting for the delivery. Delivery's not coming. That's not what Man City do. Gets the ball, looking out. Not happy. There needed to be a defender here because if there's a defender on this D, as this pass comes across, Bosch, he's gone after. He's cutting it out straight away. Quite like that the guy that's I think responsible for the other two goals is actually putting some effort in. But here's the problem: he's pressing, and did you see his jump? Did you see his body shape? He doesn't know how to slow himself down, okay, and make a challenge. Look. Watch. Ah, he tries to scare the defender. So he hasn't pushed the defender in a direction. He hasn't done anything. He's just tried to scare him. Like, well, you're raising your arms up for like an idiot. And that's just given the striker then all of the ability to do what he wants. Because the defender hasn't made a decision. Bosch, whack, smashes it into the corner. It's that simple. Again, it's probably his fault. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He hasn't really tried to win the ball. He's just tried to run up and scare the attacker. It's just terrible. Let's get on to the next goal. Maybe it's his fault again. This again is another simple goal, not tracking your runners. Ball gets passed out wide. All right, what are we going to do now? Bob, what's the intensity with the Man City players running compared to the Bournemouth players running, right? Sprinting, kind of jogging. There's a difference. Sprinting, asking for the ball. He's run past the player. This guy, he's run past him. He's got no interest in trying to tackle him. Just run past him. And just passes the ball now. It's that easy. They've got no intention of trying to actually track the runner or do anything with the runner, and he just passes in a goal. We go back here and we look, this is where he starts, and he ends up, he's good 6-7 yards on the wrong side of the player? 6-7 yards this way, and he ends up 6-7 yards on that side. This is Phil Foden. He's not that fast. He can't teleport to there without this guy actually being able to track him, and he does. That's how bad and how little effort that this man here puts in. Terrible. But look, you can see it's minds. So why they're doing that is because their minds are broken. And in games of football, sometimes when you know the game's not worth playing, you kind of turn off. That's what you call bad players. They've got no heart and courage that keep on fighting. Why you need to keep on fighting is because it means in those games that are a draw or they're close or something like that, you are used to keeping on fighting and then you get something that you deserve because you keep working hard. When you quit like this because they're better than you, you're always a quitter. This does show that Man City can be got at, though. Watch this. Simple pass, no pressure on the ball. Man City are playing up a high line. However, if you get the pass right from this man here, quality pass, quality delivery, boom, locks it up. Quality, delivers the pass. You can see how fast this guy is ahead of him. Now, normally on the other side, it's Kyle Walker, and no one really beats him in the Premier League for pace, so they can afford to do this. I'm not sure he's playing left back for City today, but this is what's happened. He's got him behind. If you're going to attack City, that's the side your flank you want to attack them on with a pass like this, in behind, over the top, and then go and run in and see what you can do. Now, this wee man here does something quite quality. Great first touch out in front of him. That's important. Your first touch doesn't necessarily need to be under your feet. It can be out in front of you so you can go and get it. So your second touch then is a quality delivery, which it is. That is a quality delivery. It's paced right. So the striker, right now, if he's good, he's slotting that in straight away. You can tell he doesn't have the confidence to do that. When your striker doesn't have the confidence, he wants to take another touch and another touch and another touch and another touch. Good strikers just go in the back of the net. What he does do, though, takes another touch, cuts it back on himself, onto his right, because he doesn't have the confidence on his left, and he does a good quality finish. It's not bad considering they're up against it. That whole move there is a quality move. They know they've got that in their locker, though, so they know they've got a bit of quality, Bournemouth, to score a goal, and because they just proved it. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, so again, this is just completely not naive play from Bournemouth, whether their manager has just given up or I don't know at this point. But look how many players Bournemouth have got advanced. So when this ball breaks forward here, just look. What are you going to do? There's 3 players up on the halfway line, right, for Man City. 3. You've got 2 defenders. All these players are irrelevant because you can take them out with a pass over the top. So none of these players are absolutely doing anything at all. There's no point in them being there, right? Defensive-wise. Clearly they had the ball they had it quite a while ago, but it doesn't matter. You're not committing this many bodies forward when you're losing 4-1 to Manchester City because you're going to get punished again. You want to keep trying to keep the score respectable. You cannot have 3 players from the opposition team still on the halfway line, 2 kind of being marked and 1 not. You need an extra player up. So at least 2 of these players need to be back. Oh, look at me booming it up. Boomer. I want that written in the comments. Boomer. Thank you. So when this ball goes on, here we go. Now it's a bit of a foot race. Do these people keep on running as hard as these 2 Man City players? Let's find out. As it goes. Well, he's clearly got pace. He's clearly broken past. These 2 are still going, though. Okay, fair one. They're still going. Now, here's the other difference. He can slit the ball across, but he's got some quality, this little lad here. So what he wants to do is drag that keeper out as much as he can. The keeper doesn't bite. Do you see that? Doesn't bite. Trusts his defender. Does a really good job. Does the old slow the player down, see if I can beat him or make the player make a mistake. He does. Slows him down. The attacker does. Foden does. Slows him down and just walks past him. Just walks past him because he's not sure what's going on. Now, it's just a simple little easy finish. Here's the problem, though. He's given up. Watch. He's given up. Now, it was a goal. I think it was Foden, actually, that scored it. Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I'm just giving Foden the credit. But then it does go over the line, but then they make sure to finish it with a little volley into the side there. He goes off out celebrating. He's celebrating. They're all celebrating because it's just another easy goal for him. Overall, they're just far too committed at the field. Like, you're playing Man City, you're losing 4-1. What are you doing? You can't put more players up the field than you've got on the halfway line. That's just not right. Completely wrong on the last clip. It was Bernardo, not for what's his name, Foden. But let's just have a look right on this last goal, and this is about just clear and utter desire. Here we are. You can see they've got an overload on this side. You can see they're just going to be passing around here. This is where they are. You can see that they've got players lined up in the middle. There's no one there. There's no point in being anyone there. Fine. Great. We understand that. Defensive point of view, we're waiting for the ball to come in. And what we can do, because there's 5 players and we've got 3 here, we do. But we don't really go too hard because we're going to get caught out because they're really good at the football. Right? So, like, him pressing there, he has to. Even though he's leaving that pocket there, I'd really want one of these guys right now to come up, step up and get out, right? Because, look, you've got 2 players here. See these 2 players, Bournemouth? One of them immediately needs to start coming out here and cutting that pass off there. Just to make sure, okay, he's gone. I need to go with him. He doesn't. They stay in. They're so passive of staying in, look. Look, ball goes out wide. Now he thinks he's justified, but he's still in no man's land. He's still not doing anything. And when the ball delivery comes in it comes. Not goal side. Look at that. That's how simple it is. He's on the wrong side of the player. Ball comes across. Dosh. And it's desire. His starting position is wrong, so his ending position ends up being wrong. And it's just about desire, getting in front of your man, and making sure you do your job. It's that simple. It's not complicated, and yet they still manage to make a mistake. Well, other than that, guys, I'll see you next time, because I can talk for hours on the breakdowns of these goals. There's so many technical mistakes going on here. But I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.